All right, thank you, Taylor.
All right, Bob's been watching a lot of thunderstorm activity today.
Yeah, it was big too, heavy at times. Most of it's moved on, and we've got a lot of activity to talk about in the tropics. So let's get right to it and show you. Van Wezel webcam showing a nice afternoon. It was out at Longboat Key today. No hints of red tide. It was a south end in terms of any kind of irritation going on to the eyes or the throat, for that matter. But the water was a little bit discolored. Van Wezel webcam showing all those storms now have pushed on through and out into the Gulf of Mexico. Well, the remnants really of what was Gordon still making its way through Arkansas tonight, and more moisture trailing out into the western portion of Florida as well as into Mississippi and Alabama. Still getting some heavy rainfall. We've had our fair share of those afternoon storms. They're moved off into the Gulf and pretty quiet right now across most of our viewing area. There are some showers still lingering over in northwestern portions of Manatee County. Very light rainfall there. Heavier storms up north near St. Petersburg forward. The forecast tonight still calling for an isolated shower still possible through the 9 o'clock hour, and then generally fair. Most areas will stay dry for the remainder of the night, and then we'll start off sunshine, great weather for drop off for school, and then showers and storms for pickup, and could linger into the game time for much of the high school football action. Some of the storms will be a little stronger tomorrow too, I suspect, as a result of this upper level low, which will be hanging around right through Saturday. So Saturday, a pretty good chance for showers and storms scattered about as well. But the main focus will be inland too in the afternoon as our winds start to switch more to a southwest, and you'll see Sunday a little bit better. Boy, this was a storm that went from a Category 4 down to a 1 today, just barely hanging on to hurricane status. Is being sheared apart. You can see all these clouds racing off to the east. That's those strong upper level winds, and the center itself is rather exposed, although we're starting to see some deep convection developing just recently. This is Florence. It has 80-mile-an-hour winds. It's moving to the west, and you can see from the forecast cone of uncertainty that it's going to be somewhere in this cone on Monday of next week and Tuesday of next week, I should say, is a Category 3 hurricane. And forecast models are suggesting after that, say 7 days from now, there's a chance it could be a major hurricane once again. And it's what we know. Its west movement is likely. High pressure to the north of it will more than likely drive it more to the west. These models may not be holding true as far as that goes. It will be strengthening again. It's down to a 1, possibly up to a 3 again in 5 days from now. Big surf for the east coast regardless, and there's a lot of uncertainty in after 6-7 days. You can see the spread all the way down south here. This is a United Kingdom model, UK Met, and then we go all the way up into the Canadian model here. The spread is over 1,000 miles, so there's still a long way to go. But indications are from the European forecast model, and the GFS verifies with that. This is the forecast path and track. This is Tuesday of next week, and then Wednesday, right on into the Outer Banks, North Carolina. Don't focus so much there, though. As I said, it could be anywhere from there all the way up to the northeast United States. But it does appear that it's going to stay on that westerly course and be a big problem next week. Now, as far as the rest of the weather goes, we are still watching another system way out there in the Atlantic, and this one more than likely will be Helene, and its forecast path and track is more off toward the west in the next 5 days. Could have an impact on the islands down the road, so that one bears watching as well next week. So it's a next week time frame for both of those storms, for the islands and for the United States, mainly along the east coast. East winds turn to the northwest, 5 to 10 knots. There'll be a light chop on the bays and inland waters. The 7-day forecast, 70% chance for scattered storms tomorrow, could interrupt a football game. 60% chance on Saturday, less of a chance Sunday and Monday, and then subject to change Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, depending upon the future path and track of Florence. Back to you.